Hello, welcome to High Country Financial Coaching. I'm Angela Brown, a local North Carolina financial coach. I'm excited today to share with you some saving and investing tips to help you along this financial journey of improving your situation. Your money, your choice, your plan. First, you need to know your numbers. Know your monthly budget. Know how much money you have coming in and where you're spending your money. Review that situation. See if you need to increase your income to help you meet your financial goals. You need to review your spending and adjust or reduce or reevaluate. For you, free up funds to help you pay off debt and save for your future. It's important to do that sooner than later, and you can improve your financial situation at any season of life and at any age. Just proud of you for taking time to watch this video to improve your situation. Prepare a balance sheet that's listing your assets, your account balances, the value of your current investments, your assets, your car, your technology, your household items, your resale value or current account value. Add all your assets up. Then make a list or within a spreadsheet, list all your liabilities. Anybody that you owe money, that could be a person, a company, or an account. So your credit card balances, your personal loan balances, your car loan, and your mortgage or your student loans. Look up and see exactly how much you owe, the total amount, and add that number up. Take your assets minus your liabilities to know your current net worth. This just gives you a visual, motivated our household to start improving our situation by reducing debt and saving for our future. We realized at that point in time when we looked at our situation, we need to increase our liquid savings for emergencies, and we needed to increase our savings for our future for retirement, future for future savings, so we get to earn interest instead of paying someone else to borrow money. It's sort of exciting. It took 5 or 10 years to get to that savings versus spending, to totally flip this to saving versus spending, but it's been life changing and freeing and reduces stress. It's just amazing to know that you have the money to pay your bills and you're making smart choices to save for your future. So let's get started. Find $50, find $100 to start saving for your emergencies, paying extra towards debt, and just do it. Put on your work boots, earn it, get a second job, reduce your spending, and find ways to save and pay down debt. This is debt that you're paying someone else to borrow their money at, you're paying an interest rate of 5% or higher. So review your credit cards, pay off your credit cards. If you cannot pay your credit card off monthly, then say no to that charge and wait and save for that item versus buying it now. Social media advertising says we need it now. We do not need it now. We need to fund our needs and our um, bills that we've already promised to pay, and then we need to reevaluate to pay off debt in the save. If you already got some credit card debt, car loans, other items at 5% or higher, that's perfectly normal. Just taking time to start paying debt, paying extra for your paying that debt off as soon as possible. Save for emergencies. We save for our medical deductibles. We save some money for pet emergencies, tire replacements. We save money for what if we were out of work for a month, 2 months, 3 months, for sickness or job loss? What if we ran over our cell phone and we need to replace our cell phone quickly? Maybe we had something with our car or our house that we need to repair or replace pretty quickly, 24 hours to a week, before we could wash clothes or get to work. Well, what if our pet has a medical emergency? Ourselves, our significant other, our family member has a medical or dental emergency. We need to save $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, up to $15,000 $500 to $15,000 just for emergencies in today's pandemic. So start saving for that $1,000, 1 month of emergencies, to pay the bills, pay down debt as much as possible, and then free up money for you can save for your future. Saving. When you see the word save, that's money that you're saving in a brick and mortar bank or online bank. Money you have easy access to within 24 hours to a week to pay an emergency bill or to seek services. Long term is money that you need to invest. That's money you do not need for at least a year. Typically, long term is 3 to 5 years to 40 years. So it's a long haul, at least a year. Usually it's 3 plus, 5 plus, 10, 20, 30, 50, 40 plus. Emergency funds, priority for your bank savings. Long term priority is for your retirement, starting at any age. Set goals, start automating your bills, paying extra on your debt, saving for your future. Bank account options. Just review your options. Cost, convenience, consideration. If you want a brick and mortar bank because you like going in person or through the drive-through, then you review your community options or credit union options. If you're okay with banking online, just have security set up on all your devices and research the best banking options. Look for the best interest rates for your earning money on your checking and your savings, whether that's money market or high interest saving. Some individuals like to do 3 months, 6 month, a year CDs for their emergency fund or short-term savings. Check the fees. Make sure if you are a spender, there's a chance that you have overdraft and extra balance fees. So you want to review your account, make a note on paper for that you got to keep a $50 balance, a $250 balance for you don't incur extra fees. You need to make sure the number of checks or debits or transactions or transfers that you stay within that amount. And that's where you plan and budget. And that way you don't incur extra fees, for you can free up that money to use for your saving or paying off debt. And just review the interest rates. Now we're in an extremely low interest rate time period for our short-term savings. So realize that's just going to be normal. There's no magic button to push and automatically be a millionaire, especially at today's bank account rates. So just start saving. This is money that you're going to need from now to at least a year. Well, now to a year, and usually you want to keep anything you need within 3 years, keep it in a bank account. You can have one account for your savings. You can have 2 accounts or more. Personally, we have a money market just for our emergency fund and our future bills. So any future insurance premiums, deductibles, replacements, repair funds that we save a certain amount each month, and our emergency fund, we keep it in one account. We keep a list of how much we're saving for tire replacement, medical, car insurance, emergency funds. So we know how that account's split out, sort of in buckets, but we have one account that covers multiple items. You may want to have one account just for emergency funds that you don't touch unless it's an emergency and unexpected, and then you have another account for your future savings, future bills, or future vacation within 0 to 3 years, and you have maybe 2 accounts to meet your saving goals. Your choice. You look at your options and pick the best options. Then investments. Within investments, you're going to have at least 2 accounts per individual in your household, you and your significant other. Some people even save for their kids' education. So first and foremost is retirement. So let's look at the Clark Howard chart. 10 steps to smart investing for new investors. First is step 1, live on less money than you make. This is starting with a budget, creating a surplus, making more or spending less. So review your situation. Become a saver first. You got to learn to save within your bank and save for emergencies before you start investing. Because if you put that money in an investment or in retirement and then you have an emergency, if you pull that money out, you probably pay extra taxes because you're pulling it out in less than a year, or you're pulling it out before a retirement age at 59 and a half. You're going to pay extra fees. So first, have cash and have a checking account and a budget. Secondly, have a bank account for your short-term goals, especially your emergency fund. Then step 3, 4, and 5, saving for retirement. Make it a top priority after you paid your high interest debt off, save for emergencies, and you're paying your bills on time. So first you want to look and enroll in your company's retirement plan. Check with your HR, talk to the company owner, and see if they have an employer retirement plan. You want to start this sooner than later, but if you're whatever age you are now, start your research and set a goal to at least contribute part of that match, if not full match. That could range from 1% to 8%, depending on the employer. So if your employer matches at 3%, try to set a goal to pay as much as you can towards that match. So if you contribute $500, your employer contributes $500, you're contributing $1,000 a month or $1,000 a year towards your retirement. You're only contributing half that amount. Your employer is contributing the other half. So it's important to take advantage of that free money and start investing sooner and later to take advantage of time value of money and compound interest. Next, with your company retirement plan, you need to know if it's a pension plan where they match over a year, and then when you retire, they pay you a set amount for so many years or until you die. They have their own calculation for that. So you want to know if you're closer to retirement, you want to get an estimate of how much that amount would be. If your employer plan is invested, then you need to set a calendar reminder to review those investments each year. You want to pick investments that's earning you 8 to 15% over a lifetime. You want to get your money working for you. So you want to review that and seek assistance. Usually your employer has financial advisors that will meet you virtually over the phone or in person to assist you. So schedule a meeting and review that. Set up an online account. Secondly, if your employer has an employer match, or if your employer doesn't have an employer match, you want to start a Roth IRA. If you're under 50, you can contribute $6,000 for 2020. You can contribute $7,000 if you're over 50 for 2020. So just review the maximum contribution limits for the current tax year. So first priority is company match with your employer. Second priority is starting and contributing to a Roth IRA. Just try to contribute as much as you can up to the match. The first year you may contribute a small portion. Same with your employer match. Just try to increase that each year until you're reaching the match of your employer and the maximum amount of the Roth IRA contribution level amount. Okay, so then let's go back. So retirement account is first priority, saving for emergencies within a bank account, online or brick and mortar. Next is setting up an investment broker account. This was life-changing for us. We had been saving for emergencies. We had been sort of saving for retirement. We had not reviewed our investments. We had to do that in the past 5 or 10 years. We had to increase our contribution amounts over the past 5, 10 years. Then we started in the past 5 years in a taxable broker account. This was life-changing for us, that we have started over the past 5 years to switch to paying off our bills, paying off our debt, and saving for our future. We freed up funds, so now we can save for our future cars, save for our kids' wedding, save for our kids' education, or save for vacations, save for our future IRA contributions, versus having to borrow off of somebody else. So you would have a retirement account with your employer. If you set up a Roth IRA, you would set up a Roth IRA retirement account, and that would be with a broker of your choice. And then if you have extra funds to save, you can set up a taxable investment broker account. This gives you options. So you have options at the bank for money because you've been saving. You have options for retirement. Retirement funds are funds you train your brain to that you cannot access until 59 and a half. If you access before 59 and a half, you're losing that capital gains, the time value of money, compound interest. You're going to pay extra taxes. You're going to pay penalties. So no, 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 no. Only access your bank savings and your taxable broker savings investments before 59 and a half. So this gives you options. You say, Angela, I want to retire early. So then you need to be saving in the bank, saving for your retirement, and saving in a taxable broker account. Gives you options to adjust for your tax situation and for your needs at your age. So it's a win-win. You do pay taxes during each tax year for your taxable investment broker account and your bank accounts. Your retirement accounts depends on the type of accounts that you have. If you have a tax deferred 401k, 403b, you pay no taxes this year, you pay taxes in retirement. So you're pushing your taxes to the future at retirement. No taxes now, pay taxes in the future. If you invest in a Roth retirement, that could be a Roth 401k, a Roth IRA, you're paying taxes now, no taxes in the future. So again, you want to have a combination mix for your tax situation. Okay, so you're like, great, Angela, I'm glad you got that under control, but I have no clue about these investments. So you want to seek the help from a personal financial advisor. So you find somebody that's a referral from a family or friend, somebody that's an educator that works for you. They're held accountable to make your money work for you based on your goals. Avoid a salesperson. If they immediately start trying to sell you insurance products, then you say, no, thank you. You want to focus on your investments first. Maybe you need to seek assistance somewhere else. Pushing those insurance policies, you may need them. You may not need them. Ask me if you want some additional resources. But they earn 15 to 20% upfront commission on those products, those whole life policies, those annuities. They have extra stipulations that if you cash them in early, you pay a severance, a penalty. So you may have $5,000. If you touch that money before 20 years, you lose most of it to the insurance company. So you want to do your research and pick somebody that's an educator and there for your money. If you feel comfortable and you just want some basic coaching and you want to research how to manage your own investments, then you'll pay less fees because you will pay a personal financial advisor a set amount or 1 to 1.5% fee over each year. So ask also their fee rate, interview that person. If you want an online broker, then look to some of the experts. I use Millennial Money. I use Clark Howard, Susie Orman, J.L. Collins to help me pick the best broker for me. So if you look at Millennial Money, they have Fidelity, they have Vanguard, and they have some other options. I personally have experience with Fidelity and Vanguard, and I like them both. So you pick the one that works best for you. You set up an online account. They double, triple check your security. They make you verify your identity. You set up extra secure passwords and passcodes on your phone. And then you can set up that account and you can start researching and managing your funds. So you go the extra mile to research online brokers or a personal financial advisor. Okay? Then you're going to research your investments. Even though you're using a personal financial advisor, with all financial decisions, you need to do your own research and be in the know to make sure, hold that person accountable that they're making the best decisions for you. Or you have questions or you have research to talk to them and discuss first. They are the experts, but you may need to just be in the know to hold them accountable. I highly encourage you to research the types of investments, know your goals, research the funds, the minimum, the price, and the performance. Whew, that's a lot. So with retirement, you want to start early, employer match, research accounts for your tax situation. If you're paying taxes, you want to research, you want to contribute to your employer 401k. You want to have the option of a Roth IRA, which you pay taxes now, no taxes in retirement. And then if you're paying taxes, you want to look for additional tax deferred options. You may be able to contribute extra money over the match to your employer. You may be able to open additional accounts that will help you reduce your tax situation now. As our kids are moving out, we're losing dependents, so we need to increase our tax deferred options. So we are increasing our savings investing to retirement to reduce our tax situation now. Let's talk if you have any questions about that. And so we pay less taxes now, but we will pay taxes in the future on our 403B and on our 401k. We also do the Roth IRA to have some tax-free options at retirement. So you research that, set up and automate that payroll, automate your bills, automate your savings investing. It's just easier. If you do not have that money enter your account, you have a higher chance of investing and saving and paying off your items. Dream, look at retirement investment calculators. Look at your age. Look at your estimated retirement year, your life expectancy. Look at your SSA account every year, every 5 years to see what your estimated amount is at retirement. See if you have any rentals or passive income that you will have dividend income. You want to look for investments that's earning 8 to 15%. So you want to put 8% as your baseline because inflation, when we print more money, our American dollar decreases, it increases inflation of the cost of items. So you want to be earning 18 to 15% for your earning money on your money, beating inflation. Put in your current income, your predicted retirement budget. So do you need 50% of your current income, 75? Hit calculate. This person needs about $700,000 at retirement in addition to their Social Security. So you can come over to the savings from investor.gov, put $700,000. You can start with $50, years to grow 30, estimated interest rate, you're going to pay monthly. So you would need to save $469. If you have 40 years to retire, then you would only need to save $200. You're going to earn more interest, more dividends, more capital gains, compound interest to work for you. If you feel you need $500,000 at retirement and you have 20 years to retirement, then you need to save $848. So it's a fun calculator just to see how much you already have saved, what you need. You can click here to the investment calculator, calculator.net, financial calculator, investment calculator, additional amount. If you want to have $1 million, you put, if you have zero already saved, you want $1 million in 40 years, 8%, you would need to save a little over $300 to have $1 million in 40 years. If you could earn 12% on your money, you would only need to save $100 to have $1 million. That's pretty cool. If you want $1 million and you've got 20 years to save, you could earn 15% on your money. You would need to save $762. So if you start earlier, sooner than later, you would have to save less money. So 30 years, $300. So let's say I usually stick to 8 to 10% because it's a little more reasonable. So if you're saving over 30 years, $700. If you got 40 years, $300. So start sooner than later, put your target goal needs in, and play around with the numbers and see how much you need to save and the rate of return you need. Look at your investments. This is where, for my household, we didn't review our investments when we were having kids and they were young. We were still earning money, but we were not earning that 8 to 15%. So we started about 5 or 10 years ago, and we've been doing all right. So check your beneficiaries on your accounts each year and check and update your will. Okay, taxable broker account. Open a broker account. You just go pick Fidelity, Vanguard, or one of the choices, or you meet with a personal financial advisor to discuss. You research and buy funds. You research your tax situation. The IRS has a tax estimator linked to assist you. You need to know your why for a tax broker. Is it early retirement, car, house, wedding, vacation? Your choice. Again, come to your investment calculators. I need to save $14,000 to buy a car. I need that car in 5 years. I'm going to earn 8%. I need to save $190 a month over the next 5 years to have $14,000 to buy my car. So you get to choose, and you get to see how much you need to save versus taking out a car loan to purchase. So you get to play around with your dreams and your calculators to help you plan. Rebalance investments, set beneficiaries, and update your will. So what type of funds? And when you're investing for your retirement accounts, they're going to have a set amount of funds for you to review and pick from. So you can review your return. If it's not 8 to 15%, you can decide to research, review the fund options, and rebalance, or just make your future contributions go into new accounts. So how do I look at those accounts? A total stock market invests in about 3,000 companies. So you're diversified over 3,000 companies for the risk factor. If you do a S&P 500 for your broker, you're invested in 500 large value, large growth companies. So you're diversified over 500 companies. If you do a target retirement a year, it will be invested in a total stock market for so many years, and a percentage in bonds and a percentage of international. So it's already broke up with small, medium, large companies, international, global, and bonds based on your retirement year. So if you go over to Vanguard, you do a target retirement for 2050, you click, it gives you some information, tells you about the fees. It's a life cycle fund. You need $1,000 to invest. You scroll down, look at the price and performance. It's 17 for 1 year, 8%, 13, 9, so it's 8 to 15% earnings, so that's good. You click on your portfolio. It's got almost 90% stocks, 10% bonds, and so you can scroll down and see where you're invested. You can see that 36% is in international, 54% is in the U.S. stocks, 6 to 8 is in total bond, and almost 3% is international bond. So it's already diversified over a number of funds so your risk factor is a 4 because it's still got 90% in stocks, but that will gradually reduce in risk as you get closer to retirement or closer to needing those funds. You can use target retirement for retirement accounts or your personal investing. So you can pick a target fund that's 2030 if you want to use those money in 10 years. It's your choice. You get to pick those for your taxable or retirement fund. Another fund choice is a total market fund. Fidelity's total market fund fees are 0.15. For 1 year's 20% returns, 3 years 12, 5 years 16, 10 years 13. So it's earning you 8 to 15%, It has a 0 minimum to invest. So you could use that for your Roth IRA. You could use it for your taxable account. The same as for the Target. You could use it for your Roth IRA or your taxable account. You can pick 1 fund, 2 funds, 3 funds, your choice. If you want to do a S&P 500 fund, gives you an overview. Your fees, 0.03, tells you it's invested in the U.S. stock market. Your price and return, 17, 11, 16, 13, so it's that 8 to 15% returns. You can click your portfolio. It's a large blend, so it's all in the stock market. You have part large value like Coca-Cola companies, Johnson & Johnson, and you have some large growth companies. If you want to see exactly where it's invested, scroll down. Here's the top companies. You can click here and review all the company holdings. So you want large blend, target funds, growth funds. So this is a mega cap growth fund with Vanguard. You can look for the same large growth with your broker. It gives you a little description, the expense ratio, the risk potential, price and performance, 34, 20, 22, 16. So it's 8 to 15% plus earnings. You can pull your portfolio. You see it's large growth. So if you are just picking, you probably want large blend, large growth, target funds first. If you want a balance fund for your 6 to 12 month emergency funds you're going to need within 5 or 10 years, a Vanguard balance fund, Fidelity has a balance fund also. It's 0.07 risk. You do need $3,000 to get started. You click your price and performance. It goes over 14, 10, 11, 9. Inception is 6, but this is money you're going to need sooner than later. So the risk factor is a 3, so a little bit less risk. But you're still getting typically 8 to 15% returns. You can click your portfolio. It's got large blend, some large value, some large growth, your big companies. That's usually pretty stable. And it has 38% bond. So it's about a 60-40 split. You can scroll down and see where your money's invested. And you can click the portfolio to research. So those are some of my top pick funds that I feel comfortable investing in. I do review their portfolios, their returns. You can buy them through Fidelity. You can buy them for Vanguard. Just look at your broker. Look for their total stock market, their target retirement year, their growth, large cap, S&P 500. It's your easy button. Just pick one, invest, or pick the ones you like. If you've got questions, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to assist you with that. Here's where we look. If you want to look at just stocks, you go to Yahoo Finance. You can look up a stock of your choice. And you can see the current price. You can scroll down and it will give you recommended trends. It will give you if it's a strong buy, hold, underperform. You just got to know the ticker mark or search it. See, here's the ticker if you want to buy it. If you want to buy the balance fund, when you look at your overview, it gives, here's the ticker right here for you buying that fund. So you look at the ticker, you look at Yahoo Finance if you want individual stocks. You want to at least keep 10 plus stocks in your fund to diversify if you want to buy individual stocks versus diversified funds. Diversified funds just means your money's invested in several companies or part stocks, part bonds. Okay, it's a lot of information, but you do need to do that research for your retirement accounts and your taxable accounts. Set a goal to earn 8 to 15%. Okay, if you need my help, I'm here to help you. This is really exciting. You want to get your money working for you. You want to start switching to saving versus spending and purchasing on debt, paying somebody else interest rate. Reach out to me at High Country Financial Coaching on Facebook. Reach out to me via Gmail at hcfinancialcoaching@gmail.com. Hope you have a great day.